Shalom, and welcome back to more DML. So today we are hatching two brand new dragons that we have never even had in game before. And the first one that we're going to be hatching is the Herbalist dragon. Look at this egg. Such an adorable little egg in the form of like a little flower on the top. But the Herbalist dragon is the reward for completing the normal mode map with the new addition to it, with the latest update. So we also get 100 dragon points for hatching the Herbalist as well, which, you know, every little bit helps, because we still want to get a ton of rewards out of those leaderboard collections. But the Herbalist dragon has got the natural cure for what ails you. It's incredibly adept at searching forests and grasslands for plants to get the job done, and it smells pretty great doing it. Well, that's always a plus. I mean, if you can do your job and smell good at the same time, power to you. I can respect that. So, she is a plant, light, and water dragon. Actually not that bad, I guess, if you're a mid-level player, but to actually finish the map, you need, like, level 90 dragons. So, realistically, you probably won't see many people using her. And like I've said before, the reward for completing heroic mode is the ribbon dragon. So we do actually get 2 reward dragons for completing each type of map as well. So, you know, go speed through, go and do as much of the map as you can, and go get some new dragons out of it. I'm kind of weirded out as to what this blue gem on her head is about. I don't know what that is. Don't use some weird herbalist cure on me. You'll probably end up killing me, considering I'm apparently allergic to my own garden now. But regardless, this is what she looks like in her adult form, and, you know, all of her tail is covered in leaves. Her little, I don't know, I guess pocket of flowers just sort of shines and glimmers, which is quite pretty, but a weird looking dragon overall. Like, she's completely, I don't know, her colours are really weird. I think she's based off of a certain kind of plant that I'm just not aware of, so if you know what it is, let me know. But that is the Herbalist dragon, and the second dragon that we will be hatching today is the Runestone dragon. I love this egg. It looks like an all-seeing eye at the beginning there. We get 50 points for this guy, but this is a dragon that I have been waiting forever to actually see released in game. Like, when we saw him, I was like, I like him, when's he coming out? And then it took like a year, but he's finally here. So the Runestone dragon's body is covered in mystical symbols said to be used for archaic spells when spoken aloud. Unfortunately, this trainer can't make heads or tails of how to pronounce them. That so sounds like me trying to pronounce the like Norse dragon names yesterday. Oh god, that was terrible. But an earth and fire dragon. Not a dragon you'll use in battle, but a very, very cool dragon nonetheless. So he starts off a collector's dragon mini collection here, which, you know, you get 35 gems if we can complete it. So we're going to be trying to finish that off as soon as we can. And I love the fact that his tongue's bright blue as well. Have you ever had the tongue painter ice lollies before? And then I always used to have the blue ones, and I pretty much always came out with a tongue the same color as this guy. Which is kind of strange when you see it on people, because it's very abnormal. I mean, even seeing it on dragons is a little bit weird. But tongue painting ice lollies were the thing as a kid. And I still absolutely adore them as an adult. But there is our Runestone dragon. I do really, really like him. And considering that we've got all of these new rune symbols on the new part of the map at the top of the peak, I think he really does fit the upcoming theme that we've got going. And very quickly before I move on, we did also manage to get the breeding time for the droid dragon, but unfortunately I believe he does share his breeding time with another dragon as well, which I'm forgetting which one exactly, but unfortunately we can't confirm whether we got him yet, but there's a 50-50 chance that we could have him. So that would be like 4 new dragons within the span of like half a day, which is not too bad at all. And so, you know, I was talking about those runes being sort of Nordic themed, and, you know, yesterday we were like, are these new divines going to be actually Nordic themed, like based off of Norse mythology and stuff like that? And if you go into the options here, we actually have a massive, massive piece of, I guess, of the puzzle answered, because if you scroll down in the downloadable content section, next to the Pyramid Update version 15, we have the Trials of Odin version 13. So Odin, or his trials, are definitely confirmed in game, and we have a lot of dragons where their information is being updated on the wiki, which talk about different dragons like Thor, and I'm not sure if Loki's mentioned yet, but you know, at this point I'm going to say there's like a 90% chance that we are getting Norse-themed divine dragons. Again, not 100%, but I'm going to throw it out there. I think it's definitely coming, almost. Almost definitely, 90%. Hold me to it. If I'm wrong, then I've made an absolute idiot of myself. And one more thing to note is a lot of people have been asking me about these breeding tokens, and they're like, but we thought that these breeding tokens didn't make the dragons permanently breedable. Well, they do. These dragons that you see here with the little heart and the lock symbol, these ones are permanently breedable, but we will have two types of breeding tokens. So these are the permanent ones, but either today or tomorrow we will be getting a new type of event, which I think is like a breeding event or something, where we will have the opportunity to unlock the limited time breeding tokens. So I have no idea what they're going to be bringing to us, but we do have two types of breeding tokens, we just have not seen them as of yet. So be on the lookout for those, anything could be coming, maybe we can breed old legendaries or something, which would be insane, but yeah, I guess we will find out when the event comes out. But I think that's most of the new stuff that we needed to talk about for now, so we will continue on with our Enchantment League grinding. Again, the fact that we can see the best defender here means that now we know exactly which dragons we can send in. So we know that Saini can take on all of these fights without an issue. So I am very grateful for the feature coming out. I think we used to have this as a feature forever ago, but then they removed it. I'm not sure why they decided to implement it again now. Maybe they thought it was a little bit unfair, because the game automatically makes you put in your strongest dragons in the last slots. So it's almost like the game was forcing you to debate people, which, you know, did suck for a lot of people. But now that is gone, and we can just go, oh, so we can do this fight. Sweet. Done with. And I think that will help people a lot in gathering more materials in the long run, especially lower level players, because when you have everyone that's around about like the same level-ish, it's really hard to tell whether you're actually going to be able to beat them or not, because some people just randomly have like ceremony dragons enchanted to like level 7, and I'm like, why? But to be honest, it does help you very early on. It's just over time, obviously, the ceremony does drop off in strength, and then you probably should have been using an epic at that point, but the earlier on you do it, it isn't necessarily that bad. Still kind of a massive waste of materials that you could have used for other stuff, but I mean, if it helps people get the materials they need for legendaries, then power to them. Power to them. Just don't use commons and uncommons into the late game. You don't need them at level 80 anymore. Like, maybe I could say you can use it until it's level 50 so that you can breed that weird legendary dragon, but apart from that, you know, just be calm. Be careful about how you use them, you know. And I'm not sure. I'm trying to open up all of these stupid gates, because every single time you want to open up one of these gates to do the side quest map fights, you literally have to get like 25 friends to help you. So I actually started getting pain in my wrist from having to click through the ask button so many times. Like this gate here, for instance, if we were going to ask people to help us, with all of these ask buttons on the inside, you just have to sit there and do this for like 50 million years. And my hand actually started cramping up after doing this for like 80 of the gates. So to be honest with you, I'm overusing the ask feature at this point. I just want to continue on. Like, why? Why do we need 25 friends to help us for every single gate that we come across? It's actually ridiculous, and I ain't enjoying it. Like, maybe 15 would be more reasonable, but 25 is just a pain in the butt cheeks, to be honest with you. A massive pain. And final thing, in case you weren't aware of it already, if you go into the codex, you can actually see quite a lot of the new legendary dragons that we have in game now. Not all of them, but you can see quite a lot of them. So for example, I talked about the ribbon dragon being the reward for the end of heroic mode. You can see him in here. It doesn't show you his other elements, but the DML wiki is getting updated with everything very quickly. But a very cute looking dragon. For the end of heroic mode, I was expecting some terrifying beast, but instead we got that little cutie pie. And then we have the Amazon dragon here, which, you know, is definitely like based on Amazonian, I guess, designs. But to get this dragon, you need to win in the Elite League. So this Amazon dragon is essentially like a tsunami dragon, basically, or a warlord dragon. But even harder, because now obviously we've got level 100s, 8 stars and stuff. So that is going to be a massive pain to get. And then obviously we've got the Sandshade Dragon, which is not exactly the easiest dragon in the game to get by far, because it requires like level 70 or 90 parents, something like that. And I'm not sure if it's true. Apparently she is a legendary fire and light dragon, but I'm yet to see confirmation of it. And Scully, we also have him, who is a legendary plant and shadow, because that is a replacement for the autumn dragon, but you need like level 80 parents to do it. So it's kind of over the top, but regardless, you can see them in game, so you can at least look at them and go, wow, they look cute. And like the orca and that are also in here. I love the orca dragon. I always have. The rhino dragon's cool as well. I just don't think he's quite as cool as the orca dragon is. But you can see all of those dragons in here in the legendary section. You know, you can see the garden dragon as well. And each legendary gives like 205 dragon collector points. But you can literally just find any dragons that you want. Like, a lot of the new ones in here, like we got the panda dragon. You can go and have a look at him. Don't show me that boxer dragon. We have the other breedable dragons, like the droid and that in here as well. We've got the Aries, but there's just lots of new stuff that you can see in here. And, of course, there are a lot of other hidden dragons also that will not be in the game quite yet. But, oh, the merchant dragon. I really like these sort of Chinese-y looking dragons. I do like them quite a lot. We got the Herald dragon in here, and apparently you can get him by winning in the Elite League as well. So the Herald's finally been released. So, you know, when the wiki fully updates with the image files for every single dragon, I will probably go through everything. But just be aware that you can go and take a look at them yourself, see some of the new ones, and again, I'll update you when the wiki updates with all of their elements and image files and stuff like that. But for now, I think that is everything that I wanted to go through for now. So remember, the new arena reset is coming in 6 hours time, so what you do with that info is up to you. I'm going to be on it like a car bonnet. So you do you, I'll do me. And until next time, I'll see you then.